Good job, guys. You're doing great in your war effort. I want you to win now. like before, everyone was like cheering for Ukraine. They're like, yeah, stand with Ukraine. And they bump on. Oh no, maybe not. Hey, maybe we should give that Putin guy a second chance. Like, let's see what he has to say. There's two sides to this argument here. Oh my goodness.
Ukraine does need a little supervision.
Right. So when in Ukraine's watching our YouTube videos, like, those guys.
That would be honestly so funny though.
They just go out and start shooting an AK at a building. Hey Vlad, what's going on out there? Some guys from the United States are talking shit on Discord.
Oh wow! Oh wow!
You're so lucky. You're so lucky your Punani almost died.
Oh, good boy! You're such a trooper.
Did that happen?
Oh, okay. I'm switching my Pokemon.
Oh my
right
gosh! That is when that happens. Oh my gosh!
All right.
Oh, that's great.
Wow.
Oh goodness, gotta love grinding. That's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Because what? Like the first trainer you fight, excluding May, are there like Pokemon like level 5 at least?
Oh no.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Is it?
Wait, which one?
Just like, the route just west of the town.
Like they're level? Yeah, I think so. Well,
Level 5?
ish. Probably on the high end. Like if you're, yeah, I'm pretty sure they'd be level 5 on the high end.
Alright, I want to get like at least up that high before I proceed. Okay, what? I am... Oh wait, no. The Wurmple's Technist. Okay. There we go.
And kill this Wurmple.
Well, at least it's not
You know,
tackling.
I wonder how many like okay, so for the sake of grinding, so I wonder how many like carcass like on your first route kind of thing.
Mhm.
Imagine if you could see all the Pokemon you've KO'd after you've gone through a route.
Yeah.
There's just like piles of like Wurmples and low level Pokemon just sitting there rotting in the sun.
Mhm.
And you're just like walking out and like some like parent is taking their kid for a walk up Route 1 or some shit, and they look over like, Daddy, what happened to them? Oh, don't look over there. They might still be in the area. That'd be hilarious. Oh my gosh.
Speaking of that, don't look over there. They might be in the area. Did you guys hear what happened up at the University of Idaho, like last week or this week?
No.
I think it was a double, triple, or quadruple homicide up there, and the person is still on the loose.
No shit.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh dang.
Like it's scary. Like they found the knife that supposedly this is allegedly. This isn't confirmed. But the week before, somebody found an animal skinned alive.
Oh.
Like, yeah. And the knife that was used to skin the animal was used to kill this college students. But that's allegedly. But
interesting.
I think they've got either a serial killer up there or some nut job, just somebody that's insane.
Well, my bet's on the nut job, but obviously, I mean, if it was like a quadruple homicide, at that point you're a serial killer. So, like, for sure.
And the fact that it was in the same house, like all 4 of them were in the same house, is terrifying to me.
Oh yeah, that's creepy, dude.
Oh no, I was thinking of Roar.
And no motive or anything like that.
Nothing's been determined yet. It's still kind of in development, but
Dang,
nothing.
that's crazy.
Yeah, it's terrifying. I feel bad for the students. That's who I really feel bad for. Like, yeah, there's the parents and everything, but the students have to go there day to day, every single day, and they don't know if they're gonna go back home safely. Like, it's so scary.
Right. That's creepy. That's creepy stuff right there. Like, here's something creepy too. So let's say it was a student up there, right? Like, what if it was like one of their classmates, kind of thing? Because if you have a quadruple homicide with a handheld weapon, like a knife, something like that, it's got to be something that you don't expect, Right, unless it was like some kind of breaking and entering, some kind of like a scream type situation, like what happened out in Florida. But right, so let's say it's one of those students. They're going home for Thanksgiving break this time, and they're looking around to their family, and they're like, nobody here knows that I just killed 4 people.
Yep.
Ugh.
They're sitting there at Thanksgiving. Yeah, no, creepy, huh?
Yes, that's terrifying.
It was me. I mean,
oh my goodness! You heard it. You heard it first here, ladies and gentlemen. No, that's fucking crazy, though. Oh, I know, right? Yo, dude. Okay, so all right, I don't know. I've seen a lot of those videos happen, like with like YouTubers. What?
Okay, this happened when I was testing my setup earlier. So OBS just kind of hitched for a second, but we're fine. We're still going.
Still going? Oh, yeah. Cool. Okay, we're good. Yeah, but yeah, I've seen a lot of those swatting videos or whatever, and like, okay, first of all, whoever swats on people, fuck you. Like, let's start with that. Let's start with that.
Swats?
Like, hey, you want to explain it? Like, calling the SWAT team on someone who's a streamer or who's like playing video games, kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
It's like where like, okay, so, and mostly it's in like Call of Duty, right? Like someone gets pissed off because someone like fucking just rickety wrecked them at Call of Duty, and then they'll like call the SWAT team on that person. Don't they like hack their IP address too, like to find out where they live, kind of thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they do that kind of bullshit, and then they call the SWAT team over there, and the SWAT team shows up thinking there's like some kind of like hostage crisis or some bullshit there, and this guy's just there like gaming on his PC, like, hey man, what the fuck, you know, like there's suddenly like 6 dudes in my house pointing guns at their face, kind of thing. Like, I mean, how big of a piece of shit do you have to be to do that? Like, really?
You have to be so angry, and your sense of humor has to be so far gone that there's no saving you. Like, that's dangerous. Like, that's really bad.
Right. Well, and you can get like 10 years just for doing that.
For falsifying that, yes, you can.
Yeah, for swatting somebody.
Serious crap for doing that.
Yeah, it's like, yo, dude, no Call of Duty game is worth that.
No.
Like, no, like risking 10 years in jail. First of all. And we're not talking like you're going to have like a great time. We're not talking like country club jail. We're talking like federal prison type stuff. Right? like your ass will then belong to somebody else immediately. Because they're like, what are you in here for? I'm like, oh, I'm in here for life. I murdered someone. Like, whatever. It's like, what were you in here for? Well, I called the SWAT team. I called the cops on somebody because they beat me in a video game. Yeah, you're my bitch.
Yep.
Like no argument. You don't even have to beat them up or anything. You don't even have to claim them that way. It's like, yeah, you are. You don't even have to do anything. Just claim it, and they're like, okay. Yeah. It's like no Call of Duty in fucking the federal penitentiary. Like, no way there. That's so ridiculous, dude. Like, that kind of thing. I've seen more videos of that. Like, I watched and it's been like YouTube Shorts. Like some dude online. Like been swatted. It's like, yo, dude, and he's like, oh, it's happening again. It's like multiple times that shit's happened. Right? Like, I don't remember the guy's name, but he's pretty. He does pretty good as far as streaming goes. I'm not sure if he does like Call of Duty or what. I've seen him on some like gambling ones too, like where he'll do like online gambling reactions and shit. But I'm not sure if I can't remember his name. But yeah, he's like in his house and his friends are over, and like he's getting swatted because like he can see it on his like exterior cameras on his house. So he basically like gets off of the stream. He's like, I'm being swatted. So he gets down on his knees like next to his computer and shit, and he just like puts his hands behind his head. He's like, yeah, this is kind of how this goes.
Was his name Aiden?
I think so. That could be it.
Yeah, I watched that video today, actually. I was like, oh, he got swatted again. That sucks. Dude,
that freaking sucks. Like, it sucks to happen once. I mean, like, speaking as someone who, I wasn't swatted, but, you know, definitely got arrested at gunpoint at one point. It's not fun, right? Because, like, you know what? That cop could be having a really trigger-happy day, and then a really bad day for you. You know, not great.
I just love your comment to that officer that you said, "Are you allergic to anything?" That is the funniest thing
Oh my god!
come out of your mouth in a long time.
Well, okay, dude. All right. First of all, let's preface that with like, okay, I was 18 by a month. I was fucking stupid, right? Like really, really dumb. Okay, I told the police officer when I got arrested that I was allergic to pigs. So like dead serious. He already had already written me the ticket, so I didn't give a shit. I was like, hey, fuck this guy, right? Like whatever, just to be an asshole. But like Kyler's was hilarious. As he was being cuffed, he's like, hey, you guys forget your helicopter? like saying shit like that. Oh my gosh, that was so fucking ridiculous. And it was cold too. Okay, it was January. It was January.
McDonald's?
Yeah, it was the one in Provo.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah, and where we were actually, so like, the incident happened in the McDonald's drive-thru there. We pulled out, drove out to the intersection. That's when we were essentially surrounded. So there was like a cop behind me, 2 to our left, 2 in front of us, 1 to our right. And so I'm like, yo, they're here for us. So like, I pulled across, and it was like there used to be a Wells Fargo in the mall parking lot there. So, or like kind of behind that, there's like that service station, and then like back there was a bank. I think it's another bank though. It's still a bank though. So like, you know what? I'm gonna pull in here. They're gonna have plenty of space to park because it was a weekend and the mall parking lot was full. Right.
Nope.
So I pull in there.
I want to go left. Nope. Come on.
Pull in there.
Pull in there.
And then they arrest us. But yeah, fucking Kyler. Hey, did you guys forget your helicopter? Dude.
What did you have? An airsoft gun? Was that what you had?
Yeah, it was an airsoft gun. So we didn't get. Huh?
I have an airsoft gun in my car, so I need to remember this so I don't.
Yeah. Dude, you're probably not a great place to keep it. Speaking from experience, especially don't aim it at people in your car where people can see it.
No.
Mine had an orange tip too, so it was legitimate.
Mine is clear, luckily, but still, people are not educated when it comes to firearms at all.
Like really, really fucking stupid. This was ridiculous. We were lucky because like we didn't aim it at anybody else, just between us and the car. So like we didn't get like brandishing, which is like a felony.
That's a big no.
Yeah, that's not great. So I mean, we got disorderly conduct essentially. So, which is a misdemeanor. So I was like, well,
Does
whatever.
that go on your record?
It did, but then like so what I did was instead of doing instead of pleading not guilty, which I could have done, so like I got a lawyer, right? Like so since that happened, I hired a lawyer for it because they just gave me a court date. So I showed up. I had a lawyer there, and so what they do is like, so him and the prosecutors went and talked before court, before we met with the judge, and so they worked things out. So my lawyer came. He's like, okay, first of all, they wanted to charge you like $1,500 as a fine, and I'm like, well, that fucking sucks, bro. Like I don't make that kind of money. I was like 18, and he's like, I talked him down. He's like, here's how this will work, because I was already paying him like $700 to be there, right? Mm-hmm. So he's like, okay. He's like, that's if we just want to get off scotch-free. He's like, what we could do. He's like, you can accept that and like pay that fine, right? Plead not guilty, pay the fine, like whatever, right? He's like, or he's like, we could do a plea in abeyance, which is like you plead guilty, but agree to like some form of probation or some form of like, oh, I'm not going to get in trouble for X amount of time. Well, it wasn't even community service. It was just like, hey, you got to like not get in trouble for a certain amount of time. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. And he's like, yeah, and then it'll just come off of your record after your abeyance is done. So he's like, so basically you just can't get anything more than a traffic ticket for 6 months. I'm like, okay.
6 months? That's it?
Yeah. So he was like,
awesome.
Well, so I had to pay, let's see, because he's like, we could do that. He's like, or you could pay me another $700 and we could come back next week and this will just go away entirely. He's like, you could pay he's like, $130 fine, don't get anything more than a speeding ticket for 6 months. $700, and then you're good right off the bat. I was like, yo, dude, this is like the first time I've ever like gotten any kind of like real ticket or getting in trouble ever. So yeah, I'll take my chances. So
yeah.
So yeah, I just did that, and then then there was the so they wanted me to come back and pay Provo City like $80 and then get my fingerprints taken, and I'm like, no, fuck off, I'm not gonna do that shit. So
you did fingerprints taken?
No. So they were. Oh, it was really fucking stupid because they're like, yeah, if you want to come in and claim your property, because they took the airsoft gun.
Mm-hmm.
Right, they took it, and then if I wanted it back, I would have to pay them $80 and then give them my fingerprints.
You're like, nah, I'm good.
I'm like, bro, I bought that gun for $13. Right? You think I'm gonna fucking do that? No, hell no. That's stupid.
That's
right.
Funny,
So, oh yeah, they were ridiculous. And then no joke. So what was it? It was almost a year later. My lawyer calls me and he was like, yo, Provo City wants you to pay a fine for damages. I was like, damages? What damages? They wanted like $300 for damages. I was like, there were damages to what? He's like, I have no idea. That's what he said. He's like, they want you to pay $300 for damages. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not paying $300 for shit. I didn't do anything. He's like, yeah, that's what I told him. And I was like, do I need to come in or something? Come to the office? He's like, no, don't worry about it. I'll take care of it. If you don't hear anything from me, it means I got it. Never heard from him, so we're good.
That's awesome.
But yeah, it was really, really fucking stupid. And no joke, it was a year later.
That's just crazy to me.
Yeah. It was in December. That was what was that? December of 20. Let's see, 2000. Yeah, it was December 2009. Yeah, because January of 2009. That's when I got arrested, and then yeah, it was December. It was right before I left on my freaking mission in January. And so I'm like, yo, dude, I can't do this right now. This is probably a really bad time. That's why he was like, yo, he's like, I'll take care of it. So I was like, yo, you're a pro.
That's actually really cool, though.
Oh yeah, he was a really cool lawyer. What was his name? Hey, he's in Provo. I sent Jake to him. Jake had some legal trouble, and I'm like, yo, dude, go to this guy. He's good, and he was good. He hooked him up too.
That's awesome.
So,
wait, Jake, Barbara's brother or my cousin, your nephew?
My nephew, your cousin.
Hitching again.
What?
Nothing. The game just. No, OBS just hitched again. Everything's fine.
Gross.
Just battling along.
Gross.
just hitching there. It's messed up. No, but yeah. So he had some legal troubles years ago, and I'm like, yo, dude, go over there. What was that lawyer's name? Shit, I can't remember. Started with a P.
Yeah, I might. It was he affordable too?
Yeah, fairly. I mean, he
$700.
Right, and this, I mean, hell's bells, dude. That was over a decade ago too.
Oh yeah, so
it was a bit. I think with Jake, for his, it was something he had to pay $1,300 or something like that for it.
And that was probably 4 or 5 years ago from this point. Yeah,
at least. So, and here's you want to hear some crazy shit. So, so this lawyer, right, had got into some trouble when he was younger. Right, when he was still underage and everything, so he got arrested for a DUI, and so the reason he hooked me up is because my dad's dad was an attorney, and he represented him and got him out of it.
No way.
Dead serious. So he got out of a DUI, and so he's like, yo, your grandpa helped me out of a really tight place. He's like, so I'll hook you up. So he essentially, and when he hooked me up, and it was $700, he was like, that's a discounted rate, discounted by about 30%. So he hooked it up pretty good.
That's still really good for a lawyer fee, though.
Oh yeah, I'll take it, because it was I think it was $400 or something like that, $450, just to represent me, and then per day in court it was $300. If I remember right. So
that's so much money.
Oh yeah, well, and the dude was a bro because he let me do a payment plan too.
Oh, awesome.
So yeah, I was down with that. I was like, hey man, you're hooking it up too, because I mean, back then I think I was making I was still making $7 an hour or something like that.
And that wasn't minimum wage at the time, right?
No, it wasn't. It was still $6.50.
Dude, and that's crazy. Minimum wage has only gone up like $1.25. Minimum wage is $1.25 right now.
Oh yeah,
or $7.25.
Oh yeah, it's dumb. I mean, heck, when I was a kid, when I was 9, I was making $5.15. $5.15 was minimum wage. So $5.15 an hour. Yeah, that's not a lot. That's terrible though. Like $5.15, but then then okay, so when I turned 11, I learned what a raise was, and I asked my dad for a raise, and then he laughed at me. He thought it was really fucking funny. And then that summer they raised it to they raised minimum wage to $6.50, and then he was like, "Hey, guess what, Ezra? You got a raise." And I was like, "Hell yeah!" All excited and shit. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then he's like, "Okay, but don't tell anybody." I'm like, "Okay, yeah, I won't tell anybody." Fuck yeah, I got a raise. I was all excited. And then I heard the guys on the cherry line talking about "Oh, hey, did you hear they raised minimum wage?" I'm like, "Oh, you mean to what? $6.50? Fuck." Right? I was thinking, I'm like, yeah, I felt all special and shit. I know, I felt all special, but it's like, nope, you're not special, bitch. So, no dice on that one. But back then, I mean, heck, then when Barbara and I got married, I think, let's see, because minimum wage down in New Mexico was $7.50. That's where I was getting down there. That's and that was as a forklift driver too.
Okay.
Yeah, what was not great. So, but I mean, now I don't know. I think what's minimum wage now?
$7.25.
$7.25. I thought it was 10.
It might have changed. I haven't worked a minimum wage job in a minute, so let me check.
Yeah, me either. It's been a little bit, but I think there's the federal minimum wage, and I think states got individual ones.
States had their individual ones.
California's 15. I know California's 15. So is Oregon and Washington, something like that.
Yeah, but their cost of living is so ridiculously expensive that they have to have a minimum wage that much.
Yeah, right. This Taylor looks like he's got something to say.
I think so. He's
you seen that? It's I don't mean to change the subject, but it's that one meme where this one small bird is having an intellectual thought, and then this bigger bird off the side is just yelling over this correct fact, and then the small bird's just irritated. You know the one I'm talking about?
I think so. That sounds familiar.
Peyton, you're just as memey as I am. Does that ring a bell for you?
Which one?
It's this bird is saying something, but is being overtalked by this other bigger bird.
Yes, I know that. That's a good one. That's a very good one. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's what this Taylor Sprite reminds me of. Ah!
Yep.
Your opinion doesn't matter!